Here we go.
Let's roll.
Welcome back to the Brew Crew podcast, everyone. This is day 17 of the Advent calendar. We got a full house today. We've been pimping it for days, not weeks, because really the Advent calendar's only been going for 2.5 weeks. But what was that?
Since day one.
Since day one, we've been saying. Day 17, we got a big beer, big crowd, big events. I tried to even get some people who haven't been doing videos to come on, but sickness and everything else. We're here, day 17. We got Matt. He finally admitted that he wanted to wear a Cub sweater all this time, so he's wearing one today. He's got his new Glarus, Wisconsin beer. He's just repping both states. It's all good. It's all good. But he's not wearing his I Hate Ohio shirt.
But
Matt, what's up?
I don't have an I Hate Ohio state.
That's true. He has an Ohio is the worst state shirt.
Yes.
But it's a cool shirt. I wish they had it for other states.
It's a bold take.
Yeah, all about production value.
It is all about production value. Let's go around the horn here, as they say. Obviously, live and in person, we got Matt and me. We're the hosts. I'm JT. a-chuggalo Stev. a-chuggalo Katorade. a-chuggalo SFIL. That's the crowd we got today.
Shaka's up.
Welcome, everyone. What do you guys think? Let's do you want to do a recap real quick of what has been so far a highlight for you and what has been a low light for you? Matt, if you have any on hand, great. If not, I can lead it off. I have... think about it for a second. You can think about it.
Yeah.
I think that I guess I should have probably thought about that too before I asked the question, but personally, I think that the highlight of this has been
Nice.
Probably I don't know that there's been a unique highlight, personally.
Really?
I don't think there has been. I think that we've been middle of the road.
That's
a horrible start. Why don't one of you guys go first?
Why do we let him go first?
Because if we let you go first, then you're going to give us the oral history of beer, and none of us will get to talk about anything.
Not true. That's not what I'm...
Actually, I'm going to say that the highlight of the Advent calendar hasn't been the beer, it's been the videos. We've got some exceptional videos. The crowd's been great. The couples have been fun. A lot of the pairings, like Matt and Mike. Stev, your music's excellent. And SFIL's education has been excellent.
Boom.
That's what I said.
Stev, you've got yet another copyright claim on one of your 3 videos from yesterday.
Damn.
Oh, really?
Mike had one too, right?
Sucks.
Yeah,
So,
he did too.
What's the remedy to that? Maybe.
It's fine.
Yeah, we can worry about it later.
It's still up.
That's so stupid.
It's just if we ever monetize, we won't get anything.
And you
from it.
can't.
It's fine. We're not gonna. I mean, come on. How much money are we gonna get?
You're raking it in. I don't know.
Let me look at this carrot house. Paid for by the Brew Crew podcast.
Cool.
Hats off to... I got to just call out... hats off to Ryan and his wife. What's his wife's name? Sorry.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Michelle?
Right?
Okay.
Is that right?
Indeed.
Look at that! I remembered a name.
Wow. I got to give them
Huge.
kudos for the costumes, the hats.
The costumes are great.
Holy cow! Every day I get a laugh just looking at and I wonder every day, what are they going to wear today?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's so cool, and they ended up reviewing a lot more than just the beers of the day. They ended up reviewing some cheese. And
They have a seltzer advent.
The Aldi seltzer.
Seltzer calendar from Aldi.
From Aldi, yeah, which
find
is
that.
amazing. Aldi's a great
All of
place.
those sound
Another
really good.
German.
Excellency.
Yeah, just diamond.
We've done seltzers. We've done dollar store cheese.
Yep.
Dollar store cheese. I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
All right, Matt. What about
Awesome,
you?
man.
Sounded like you had something tip of the tongue.
So if we're gonna keep it just to beer, it's not, this
I
has
didn't.
been pretty ho-hum. Tripping Animals right now coming in with that smoothie sour. It wasn't what last year was. It didn't come out of it. It's like JT and I say sometimes on the mothership. Sometimes you have to take breweries and compare them against each other. 450 is one of them. Toppling Goliath is another one where you take. It's not a community. It's a community unto itself.
Yeah.
Tripping Animals this year did not beat the Morning Coladita.
No.
Coladita. The reason partially was that is they did a coffee sour, and they nailed everything randomly that they put in there. This year with the triple tropical popsicle, it wasn't coming out of nowhere, but it just needed a little bit more. Maybe so we can blame that on the collaboration, because that collaboration occurred with another brewery called The Answer.
Yeah.
A lot of Euro. Don't take this in the wrong way. A lot of Euro trash this year. So stuff from across the
Totally.
I agree.
the pond.
Trash.
And it's interesting how Europeans, and especially Western Europeans, their take on beer compared to all the gimmicks and everything that has to go into an American beer to satiate the masses.
That's right. A lot of moat water beer.
Yep.
You know, from the castles of Europe. A lot of moat water.
Yeah, the water is very different. You can tell. You can taste it. It's very minerally.
Very moty.
It's got a real minerally flavor. Sometimes a little bit metallic, almost leaning, and that comes through in the brews that they brew. You can taste it. We've had that on several episodes. You know, where we've kind of had that finish where it's just different. You know, it's not good or bad. It's just different, preferential. So.
Yeah. What about you? What's the highlight for you? I'm just kidding. Katorade, she had intended on doing videos, but we have, a lot of shit going on.
Yep.
Stev,
I get it.
what you got?
Top one for me was probably Yacht Squatch.
Oh,
Yacht Squatch was good. Yacht Squatch was a smoothie sour.
5 for me.
Definitely wasn't expecting it to be great, but 450. I know 450 makes really good stuff, so
Wow.
I guess I didn't really know what to expect.
What rank did you give that? Do you remember?
Off the
I'm looking it up right now, Steph. I'll help you out.
4.75.
Wow,
Possibly?
that's really high for you, for a sour for you.
Part of me wanted to put our scores like in our YouTube, because I noticed after a couple of days, JT was just copying and pasting, and then Steph pointed out, he goes, I sure hope there's a podcast in 29, 22. And I go, sure. There's,
I am copying and pasting, but we could put our scores in the YouTube.
No, that's
videos.
a great idea.
I was writing them all down.
I got them written down on
really hard to just keep up now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of videos. So if your Chuggalo is keeping up, I think Chuggalo Mom's keeping up.
Shout out.
Geez, outshot for sure. That's insane. You think? Yeah.
Probably my least favorite would be the Deronki.
Yeah, Deronka.
It just
Oh my gosh, my brother.
Look at these guys. They're just fist bump city over here.
Blow it up.
Boom.
But
I don't need to talk now.
I just wasn't.
Yeah, it tasted like
What
moat water. That was the moat water beer, right?
Triples aren't my
from.
favorite.
Triples, yeah.
That was 4.75 on Yacht Squatch.
Yeah. Wow. I think my reasoning behind it not being a 5 was there could have been more alcohol.
In the
Hot
Yacht
take.
Squatch.
ABV.
Does alcohol have a taste though?
Oh yeah,
You
big
baiting me?
contentious issue.
That
Contentious
is a great
issue.
debate. John and I had that debate.
Yes, Phil and I had. If you want to go back, I don't remember what beer that was.
You just did that on purpose.
Yeah,
but he
We got
said
into
it
it.
could have more alcohol, so obviously,
I
Alcohol
agree.
does have a
There is
taste.
a
right?
booziness of this.
maybe not a taste kind of feel possibly.
A strength.
Scientific, the strength of alcohol.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Big contentious issue.
It's
We argued about it.
Yeah, we did. We spent some time on it.
Very
And I planted my
Fist
feet
fight
and I wasn't moving. What about you, Chuggles? Phil, what's your highlights and lowlights?
Well, my buddy Stev,
so
as
fucking
usual, nailed it for me. I think we have a lot of similar tastes, but Yacht Squatch was huge on my list this year.
Squatch.
And I also ranked highly. I gave it that was a 4.5 for me. I ranked derank 2 something, 2.5 or 2.75, something like that. Was not high on that beer. There was another 4.5 I had earlier, and I think that was also a sour. I can't remember which one it was exactly, but there have been. I think for me the biggest surprises that I've liked the most. I'm an IPA guy. I'm a traditional IPA guy, double IPA, triple IPA, but this year the IPAs that I've had have been very, very good, but not spectacular in that they don't stand out as being like the greatest IPAs I've ever had, or so much better than the rest of the field. Because I think JT pointed out, there's so many great ones on the market that to differentiate them and say this one is just so much better that it ranks a 5 or whatever. I haven't found that, so it's hard for me to rank what I normally like that high. But what I have been surprised about are the sours and how much I have in the last year alone have turned around and started really liking a lot more sours. So I think my top 2 rankings were both sours. We've had some really other interesting beers though. That Vienna lager we had 4 or 5 days ago now. That was that was an outstanding example of a Vienna lager. Was it a 5? No, not close. I mean, it's not like the greatest beer we've had. So, but it was a really, really great example of a Vienna lager that I would drink a lot of. So, and what else? Let's see. I think the triple that we had, I like that one a lot too. The Belgian triple that we just had a couple of days ago.
Triple.
So,
Trifle.
Yep. So,
Truffle.
So, I haven't had anything yet, Matt, that I would say is a 5.0 this year.
Yeah,
and I haven't had anything that's a total stinker, a 2.0 or less, right? Like last year, I remember there's a couple that we just went, oh my gosh, that thing is rock good. I would.
Yeah,
drink
where
that
was
again.
I? Let me see.
But anyway,
Excellent.
that's my taste.
Yeah,
my
I mean
take.
that's good
That's why
take.
we
Those are
agreed,
good takes.
because I knew you would elaborate further.
Yep.
You got it covered.
Now
Okay.
Kaysen's reviews have been good as well. Chuggalo's this way, Matt that way, just so we remember. Kaysen's been interesting because their reviews, like you say, are like 10 words.
I appreciate
Except for
it.
the few videos they gave. The few videos they gave were pretty good. Why are they not doing videos anymore?
For today's, and just as a preview before we get to it, Jason's is 6 words.
6 words. That's
Six
pretty
words.
good. 6 words, but their videos were good. They were good videos.
Okay,
I don't know why they stopped doing them.
She's hilarious. Just different
Hot
place in
cross
life right
buns.
now.
Yeah. All right, so I say we break open this beer of the day, unless you guys want to drink another beer and talk something else. What do you guys think? Who goes
This is
for
a big
today's
one,
beer?
so we're going to be able to talk for
I was gonna say, we
minute
could-
on this one.
All right. Yeah. Why don't we? You want to grab me that Thor's hammer? Stev, you got a bottle opener?
Do, sir.
All right, and then I got glasses so we can pour it. Matt, you ready? You primed up?
Good to go.
All right.
Wait. I'm not.
No. All right, here we go. You guys all ready?
Ready as love.
Caterade, count it down.
3, 2, 1.
Boom. Did it.
Ta-da!
Today's beer, day 17, is Jackie O's Would Ya Honey. This is a wheat wine style ale brewed with honey and aged in, of course, bourbon barrels. This was brewed and bottled in 2022, so there's a good chance that this beer should probably sit a little longer in the cellar. But we're going to try it. So, Katie, you want to grab 2 of those glasses right
I
there?
can actually smell
And I'll split this up between us.
Do you want a glass?
You don't got it.
All right.
You don't got to worry about it.
So, Jackie O's. Anybody got initial thoughts while I pour this beer for us?
Chomolungma.
I do.
Chomalungma. All right, Phil, let's hear it. What do you got?
So
Honey
this-
and beer. What do you
This
think?
beer,
Is that what the yeast is
one of
eating?
the reasons we chose this beer to be here is that it's a very unique beer. It's a beer that defies categorization. It's a wheat wine with honey, which is like a mead, and a wheat style, which is more like a Weissen, but it's brewed and aged in bourbon barrels. So this one's going to be, and it's darker. You can see the dark profile of it, which is more like a porter, not really a stoutish, but it's a porter.
Take a
And
whiff.
on top of
Tell me
all
what you
that, it's
First thought. Go ahead. Phil. I'm sorry.
12% alcohol.
Malty.
Smells like
12% alcohol, so it's definitely approaching barley wine territory. So it's going to be high alcohol.
I don't know what that is.
So that's why we put it there. It's really interesting. Defies categorization.
defies categorization. We'll see. It smells like.
Wait.
Matt, what do you got? You got first thought?
This one coats. You guys were all looking that way, so the Chuggalo saw all of my thoughts as they were nonverbal.
I love that.
The honey comes through the texture,
That's
so
good
if you can
vibe.
picture drinking honey, but you cut it with a little bit of water or something that's
Wow.
less viscous, that's what you have
Yeah.
on the texture of this beer.
Yeah, for sure.
The taste is what you would have with like a Jack Daniel's honey,
Yeah.
but without that astringent or that strong alcohol
Yeah,
profile.
it does. That's
alcohol
good.
flavor?
That's very
so smooth.
prolific.
That's great.
Prolific.
That's a great take,
description. The nose though, is uniquely the hamster section at PetSmart.
I was gonna say duffel
Smell it.
bag. It's got
Doesn't
some
it smell like you're at
I'm gonna
PetSmart?
say what I think it smells like, but it's not gonna make sense to pretty much anything.
Oh, it'll make sense. We don't
So,
make. We make sense here.
You know, like
That's what we do.
the Soda
dollars.
Stream
We make sense of nonsense.
concentrate.
The what?
Soda Stream.
Soda stream
Concentrate.
syrup.
Yeah.
It's the Coca-Cola syrup.
Ah,
of
the
Soda Stream.
Coca-Cola
Okay.
syrup. That's
Right? Can you smell
Totally.
it? I haven't even
Yep,
tasted
true.
it
Soda stream. If you guys are big fans of Soda Stream,
yet. We didn't even have one. We haven't had one
Could
in
be a
years,
sponsor.
But
they are a
Maybe
sponsor.
they can
Today's
try that.
episode is sponsored by Soda Stream. Carbonate your pop.
beverages. Yeah.
Nice.
Buy some
it tastes like
scissors.
it, though.
Carbonate it. Would you, honey? Okay.
So you can really taste the roast in here. The
Yeah.
roasted barley is
have to
really
stop
prevalent.
myself
It's
from
right up
slamming
front,
this.
and it
It's
goes
really
all the way through.
Ooh.
It
preview.
goes all the way through the finish. The honey is definitely prevalent up front too. It's definitely got a balancing. Kirk, I love the way Matt described that. It's a really nice balance, and it imparts a really unique flavor. Honey brews differently than any other kind of sugar, so I like that part of it. It's definitely got a lot of richness and depth of character to it, which is all part of the malt that goes in there that creates the 12%. So I'm digging that as well. It's good. It's got a super long finish on it. Real sweet.
Yeah. I think we'll have some disagreements here. I don't know about the super long finish, but I'll at least let me give you the narrative from this beer. This narrative is: Would You Honey is a wheat wine style ale brewed with generous amounts of wildflower and meadow foam honey. So 2 types of honey. This beer was then aged in carefully chosen, not hastily chosen, carefully chosen bourbon barrels for 14 months, elevating the rich caramel and honey character to luscious heights.
Yep.
Notes, I won't even go over the notes because that's more for us to explore ourselves. I won't be told what notes there are in this beer. I will decide what notes I taste.
I take notes.
And if Jackie Yost thinks there's different notes, so be it.
I don't taste that last
All
one.
right.
What do they know?
Who's got thoughts? Who wants to jump in with their thoughts? Stev's got strong thoughts.
Stev's trying not to.
He's trying not to
Try
slam
not
it.
to slam it.
Bourbon,
I think it's awesome.
bourbon aged. You can taste that, across the whole spectrum of the flavor profile, and
Big words.
the roast, and
You can taste the roast.
We are so winning Scrabble. I want SFIL on my
We're doing Team Scrabble.
and you know what? I mean, they
We're
mentioned raisin in here. Raisin's really interesting.
You read the notes.
I did.
I don't
Well,
taste that at all.
I only
Yeah.
read it to see if I compared,
Sweet.
if I agreed with what they were saying, and the
Nope.
raisin's interesting. I tasted a little bit on the finish. What raisin typically is that's a characteristic of wine. A lot of times, when the grape actually is harvested too late or late in the harvest, the grapes will shrivel a little bit, and you get a higher sugar content in the grapes, and which will translate into a higher alcohol content, and that translates into a bit of a raisiny taste in there. I taste that in the finish. I actually taste that. I was tasting something, and then they said raisin, and I was like, oh yeah, that
That's
makes sense to
tainted.
me.
Tainted.
It's ruined it.
Anyway,
Tainted
Ruined.
I
profile.
like this. I like this a lot. I think this is really nice.
I like this too.
Wow.
Yep.
Give your thoughts.
It's
Love react. Sorry.
Love emoji. Go ahead.
anytime I see a dark beer, I'm immediately turned off.
Right.
I don't like porters or stouts
Wow.
or anything heavy. I definitely don't like coffee or anything. So I didn't think I was gonna like this at all,
Yeah.
but I really, really, really like this.
Wow.
Describe what
I,
you're tasting.
I can't
Great.
taste the raisin. I do taste what tastes like a burned something, but I
Roasted.
think it's the aged.
It's roasted.
It's not
Bourbon-y,
bad though.
maybe.
It's
Yep.
super light, and I don't taste the caramel that I
Mm.
see in the description. I don't know. It's sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet.
You can definitely tell it's been aged in gin or in barrels.
Bourbon,
yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know what kind of.
It's all good.
Barrel
Bourbon.
would
Yeah,
be-
just describe the
but
taste.
a
If you
barrel.
taste gin, you taste gin. That's
Yeah.
all good. It's your palate.
No, I don't like gin.
Chewing on a pine cone.
Gin sucks, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck gin.
That's a
Yes.
No, it's
wrong take.
It's
Oh, yeah, here's my take.
of
Fuck
the
gin.
whiskey.
Yeah.
It's got
Quote.
just not
No.
not overpowering.
Fact.
Though, I don't think.
No, not at all.
Disrespectfully
I
disagree.
I put it on Twitter and there was
Where
no
Matt said-
there were no fact checks
reacts.
on it. Like there was no like
Your
this
brain
is
goes
disinformation.
Jack Daniels.
So it's true.
Yeah, that's right.
And honey.
Matt was totally right on
Yeah.
with that. I think.
When he said that, I hadn't even tasted
What
it
was he
yet.
right about?
When he said Jack Daniels.
Honey
and
Jack Daniels.
Oh yeah. That was an interesting observation.
That, without all the alcohol, right? With
Right.
yeah.
Just the taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Because
Jim Beam
alcohol has a
honey
taste.
No alcohol
makes
flavor,
me
yeah.
sick. I don't.
There we go.
The Jim Beam honey kind of makes me sick.
You should
I don't
just
really
get me
like
to
it
admit
that
that
much.
on
I
the air.
did.
Oh.
You sure did.
God, you're my daughter.
So,
I got you. Did you see it?
so
He admitted.
one of
You
my
didn't see it.
Go ahead, Matt. You can just
It
talk.
didn't
one
happen.
of the honey beers
Roll
that
through.
people in the chuggalos are going to be most familiar with is called Leinenkugel's Honey Weiss. And
Okay.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a complete gimmick, and I'll explain to you how it's a gimmick. So in 10,000 gallons of beer, they put in 5 gallons of honey.
Yeah.
So if you ever tell somebody, and the brewmasters will tell you this if you do the Leinenkugel's tour in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, that if you can taste the honey, you're lying. It's in there as a gimmick.
Haha, I like that actually.
Yeah. Psych.
Yeah, the honey in here is not a gimmick. It's
Yeah.
both comes through in the texture and the taste.
Mm.
The one thing that I leave with from this beer, as I'm trying to warm it up to see if I get any more adjuncts, is it's got a marzipan characteristic to
Yep.
it.
Marzipan.
Not like a fondant, because a fondant has a little more, and I know there's a little bit of difference, but like the almond extract, like if you're gonna make like
Yeah.
marzipan cookies.
Love
That's
it.
completely what I get here, like the slight honeycomb like that. Off the top rope, I'm going to go at this one quick. So the alcohol isn't there. The viscous, the body, I attribute all to the honey. The interesting thing is they make this annually.
Yeah,
So, like,
I didn't know
just a
that.
little bit of research, like this is going to be put on my radar. And like JT was saying, you know, maybe this is a beer that you should sit on. So if you see
Yeah.
it in the wild, pick it up.
Pick it up.
It's only $12.
$4.75. And
Wow.
much like last year's Decadence, this is a highlight for me. This is going to be a beer that I remember. And I'm going to continue to pick up. Again, they do have a variant that they make this explicitly with nuts that I would like even to try more because of my both of my fascination and desire to have nuts in or around my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
You like to have
Well,
nuts.
That's why I love
yeah,
Five
no.
Guys nuts.
You like to have.
It's a
he
known
said-
fact.
He said he likes to have nuts in his mouth.
Right. Yeah, he said that. Yeah, he said that.
He just
yeah.
said that.
And you
Yeah, he said that. Yeah. he was clear.
on film.
Characteristics of Matt.
I will. I'll go next since we'll just
Please.
we'll knock the
Go,
Brew
JT.
Crew hosts out.
OGs.
I concur with a lot of what Matt said. I'm less convinced about the flavor of honey than I am the impact of the honey on the beer than Matt is. But I think that this beer is almost unreasonably balanced for its what it is. By unreasonable, that's a compliment. Like this beer does not show its. I'm glad that my review will not be listened to.
I'm listening. Anyway.
Go.
No, I'm kidding. It's all good. I think this beer, it does not have an alcohol profile, the boozy profile that I described before, as a flavor. It's totally hidden in there. 12%. I mean, you should definitely feel the strength of this beer, but you don't. And peekaboo. Yeah, I think we should. I think this beer needs to be aged a little. I have actually only one contradiction to the majority of the crowd here, and that's the barrel aged process. That this beer, I think it took more wood than anything else. I actually taste wood in
I
this
do
beer.
too.
I think it's a very. And that's fine. I actually like that flavor. I think that
great.
flavor is actually very good.
That's awesome.
And I wouldn't even mind seeing a barrel-aged beer that's just aged in barrels that haven't been
just
used
a
for
barrel.
anything else yet.
That's what I was trying to
Because
say. That I
that-
couldn't pinpoint an alcohol, but I could pinpoint the barrel taste.
Yeah, it has a barrel flavor. I think it's excellent. It's almost. It actually is the star of this
Yeah.
beer. Is the woodiness of this beer. I agree that this is going to be one of the high points, and I think that it's a high point because it has several unique flavors that make appearances in a way that you can pinpoint them. Even for novice drinkers, I think that you could drink this and be like, there's at least 3 things going on here. Whereas, like, when you start on beer, you're like, this is beer-flavored beer. Like, everything tastes the same. This beer, even for someone who's uninitiated, I think has a lot of profiles that you can pinpoint. And wood is the star of this beer. I really, really think that they should add that as part of their marketing because they've done it better than I've had before. Would you? Oh yeah, you're right. Would you, honey?
I don't think
well, maybe I'm
Would
missing
ya?
it here.
Would you? It's their
I
purpose.
would.
Yeah.
I think honey is a wonderful thing to eat, and I don't taste the flavor of honey, but I do taste the sweetness. This beer is a 4.75 for sure.
Wow.
And I think the wood is the highlight.
Wow.
JT, great call.
Thanks.
Great call on the wood. That's totally right on. Totally right on. I'm gonna give this. Can I go off the top rope
Please.
right now?
You're allowed to go off the top
Okay.
rope.
5.0.
Please.
Wow.
Oh,
Still
Uh-oh.
suck.
turn that screen off.
What does that say? Well, it's
still
no.
suck.
Don't say the Cubs still. So you can't see Cubs
illegal.
in there. You can't see Cubs in there. You can just see
It was
still
covered.
sucks. It was covered by the new Glarus.
Right.
So it basically looked like new Glarus still sucks.
Nuclear
Yeah.
still sucks. Maybe that's what it was.
I like that, but Matt is wearing a Cubs sweater, so thanks for showing up to the party in the right attire.
You got
It
the dress
matches
code.
the room.
You got the dress code.
I just posted my first 5.0 for the year. That's a 5.0. 5.0.
5.0 from Stev.
From
I'm sure
Stev.
you have
That's about as good.
more thoughts.
A 12% effort that you don't taste the alcohol on, or the alcohol is, sorry, I shouldn't say that. The alcohol is balanced.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, you
Sounds like
missed
someone
it 2
tastes
minutes
alcohol.
Where
No,
he
my
admitted
daughter,
to
my
taking
daughter,
alcohol.
my beautiful, wonderful daughter that I love so much.
Aw.
She actually made me admit it on the air.
Coconut boobies.
But oh, look at that! That is a great picture. I remember when that picture was taken.
I was hammered.
Hawaii. Oh,
Hell
he
yeah.
was hammered. You want to talk about
There was like
standing up, Sorry.
not all of them, but the 2 married in. So it was your brother. It was Katie's brother's buddy.
Yeah.
And so
Brian.
her older brother's wife spoke, and I was like, "Well, I have to speak
shut
now because I'm married in."
Mm-hmm.
That was a bad idea. I was too drunk.
I don't even remember.
I was too drunk. Yeah, I was
Thanks for having me.
I'm married into this family.
This family
Yeah,
is
good luck.
mean, and that's it. Look at that. There it is.
Boom.
All I
Oh,
can
yeah.
say is this.
Inebriation station.
I was right there with John, and I thought John did a fine job because I agreed 100% with him.
He agreed. That's weird because my whole speech was about how a-chuggalo SFIL is wrong about alcohol having a flavor.
Yes. He's
And
admitted
you- but
it.
you-
This
you
was
just-
past
yeah.
before during this
Can
time.
you backtrack so
Can you
hard?
just
Yeah.
let
You
it
did.
go, John? Can you just give it up and let it go?
I've let it
No.
go.
It's a beautifully balanced.
It is.
It's incredibly beautifully. It's exceptionally balanced. The alcohol, the hops, the sweetness, the honey, the barrel age, the wood, the roasted malt, which is like stout like or port, at least porter like, right? It's all blended perfectly in flavor so that you don't miss any of the flavors.
Portman.
It is a great example of a beer. I love this beer. I'm giving it a 5.0. Boom.
Boom.
Portmanteau.
Dropping
What
the
is that?
microphone.
I don't know.
Thank you.
The people's elbow.
Now, Stev.
That's a,
We got
that's a
2 more
wrestling
scores.
reference.
2 more scores to go. 2 scores and 1 advent calendar to go.
There's no way I can articulate how well this beer is compared to
How well this
Gatorade,
is.
you go.
boom.
Because Steph
There it is.
can't
That's my score.
articulate. He
Boom.
can't articulate.
I can't
I
speak
can't
English.
score this.
I can't.
I can't score this. This is
Unscorable.
We'll make it quick.
That's cool.
This is
You
a
don't have to
5.
make it quick. Oh, that was quick.
This is boom. 5. F-I-V-E.
Oh my
So,
gosh. Yeah. My brother, once again.
explode.
All right.
Dang.
Reason being.
Bring it.
Everything that everyone has already said, I aired that sentiment.
You can repeat it. It's okay.
This is like such a fascinating beer to me because of the fact that that like the process of making honey is so like micro ecosystem and like scientific and shit. And the fact that they make this every year, like the terroir of honey, if you will, would like greatly affect. I think would greatly affect the flavor of this beer.
Yeah.
Every year. So.
Oh, yeah.
Even if they get it from the same place, even if it's the same bees, all that kind of shit. Like, I don't know. This is going to be something that I'm going to try to find every year now because of that.
I was just gonna say, I wonder if they are using local honey because they're out of Athens, and if it will taste different to somebody else.
Boom, honey. But
Honey,
I'm assuming
that's the
meadow
secret
foam
ingredient
is
of this one. The barrel aged. Yeah.
But and then I also one slight thing I have an issue with every beer that says aged in bourbon barrels, include what fucking bourbon.
Right. Yeah.
What barrel of bourbon it came from, please.
Yeah, please.
I
was
not because I'm smart enough
to
to know the difference between the flavors of bourbon.
No, but it
just like,
matters.
But you're right. There's lots of.
It was carefully chosen.
It was carefully selected.
Yeah. Out of what?
Chosen.
Yeah, out of a pile of garbage barrels that were put out to dry by some brewery.
Get it.
Distillery.
Spill it out. Yeah. I agree with that.
You
I
have
think
all
there's
this
lots
real
of-
estate.
Like, I think some local breweries who do this, Branch and Bone, I think being one of them, have teamed with Evan Williams.
I think so.
And they state so
Yeah.
when they
They were
put out
giving
their
away bourbon, like barrels that they're like,
Oh, they were.
we're
You're
done with
right.
these.
Yeah.
If someone wants them,
Hey, you want these barrels, guys? You can age some shit in
it's
them.
a barrel.
John,
Why not?
a year and a half ago, when I first moved to Ohio, John turned me on to, I don't know, dozens and dozens of different beers, but one of them was, the very first one was a bourbon barrel aged beer that I absolutely didn't think I was going to like, and I absolutely fell in love with right away. Do you remember what the name of that was?
Yeah, it was Bastard. Something.
Matt
One of the
Wolfong.
Bastard series ones.
Matt Wolfong brought it to
Yeah,
us.
Matt Wolfong brought it.
Arrogant bastard.
Arrogant bastard.
Arrogant Bastard.
No.
No. That's the
a
stone
stout.
beer. Right?
I'll tell you in a second. We looked this up a little while ago.
No, it was Bastard. It was
Old
something.
dirty bastard.
Old Dirty Bastard.
Old Dirty Bastard. Thank you. That's
No,
That's a rapper.
it's a rapper.
I think
Oh.
it's a beer though. Old bastard, at least.
It was. Oh, you know what?
Arrogant
It was
Bastard.
Backwoods Bastard.
Yes.
Backwoods Bastard by Foster's. Or Foster's, not Foster's.
Backwoods
Founders.
Bastard. There's
Founders.
Backwoods right there.
Founders Brewery, Backwoods Bastard.
Oh,
Excellent beer. There it is. That's it right there. That's it. They barrel aged in that.
in that whole house.
In that shack.
you know what? I could go live in that house. I can retire and go live in that house. No, the reason I bring this up is because I didn't think I would ever, again, there's another preconception that I had coming into the beautiful Brew Crew podcast, opening my
beautiful
mind to
Brew Crew
lots of
podcast.
different things.
We are beautiful.
You
It's
gotta
beautiful.
change the name.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah. Boom. So, but I fell in love with barrel aged beers, and this Would You Honey to me just takes it to the next level.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's
All right,
good.
before we get to Katorade's review and score,
Katie,
what does your bandana say if you were to unfold it, Matt?
It's a Seagram's.
Seagram's. I thought it would be
All right,
Seagram's.
all right.
I didn't want to assume and look
Is that
stupid.
bothering you?
No, I just wanted to know because,
It's going to be
he's got a primo selection. Like if Matt was on MTV Cribs, they would spend at least a third of the
got a
episode in his
bandana rack.
bandana collection. Yeah.
I've literally never seen Matt without a bandana.
You've never? Oh, really?
No.
Wow.
Except Halloween parties.
Yeah, because it's not part of his costume.
Part of the costume.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
no big deal.
Look at that. Your
Well,
reputation precedes you.
In person. In person.
In person.
Yeah.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
No, come
Really?
on.
Yeah.
I don't think.
It's just
No.
a Mattism. It's
Matt's,
okay.
is Matt screen sharing a still image of himself?
It's part of the.
No.
Oh, okay. No, it's not. It's not frozen anymore. We could hear you, but you were
All right.
still.
Yeah.
so
No.
Katie, your take.
So again, I'm not big on heavy, dark beers, and to me, this is heavy and dark, but this is absolutely incredible.
Insane.
And you can taste the super sweet honey up front, and then that barrel age like halfway through on the sides, and then that alcohol taste sits on the back. I'm like nacho.
And the roast. You said you tasted
Yes.
the kind of the burnt roasted
Yep,
flavor. Yep.
that sits on the back. And some, like, I don't think I could actually finish an entire bottle of this by myself. I feel my cheeks are red already. It's
I did.
Yeah, me too, Matt.
I would like
I want more.
I would like
Actually,
my
I want
wife
more.
to drink an entire bottle or two of 12%
I'd be on
booze
board.
because she's pretty much that makes the night different. Just turns the whole day into turns the day into a party.
All right, TMI going on here, Matt.
Hey man, we're all married.
My children watch this.
Hey man.
And by that you mean your doodle dogs?
Hey man, there's
Do they
a
watch
bear
it?
down
They
there.
are good dogs.
They are good dogs.
They're good
I'm
dogs.
not saying anything about their behavior.
This
I'm
is.
saying that they
My wife doesn't
married
drink at all, so I
conversation.
can't say
No,
that.
I'm gonna get it too. This is, I'll say this, a giftable beer. I think this is a perfect host gift.
That would be a
We
good
should
gift
go
beer.
pick some of this up and have it.
Phil moves to Ohio. Phil joins the BCP family. Phil has Ale Smith Decadence. What's the last one?
Spill, Stev, high five. Multiple times. Actually, we knuckled.
It's fist bump. Yeah.
We fist bumped.
Losing his
Technically
mind. Losing his
speaking,
mind.
just I'm saying.
Still
Okay.
belongs in Ohio.
That was a quick meme generation.
That's awesome.
That was
That was
very
excellent
impressive,
work, Matt. Excellent
That was
work.
very impressive.
This I think we should keep cellared.
We
and
should get some for
give
cellaring,
as
yeah.
gifts
That's a
Yes.
good
to
idea.
people that
I like beer.
Yeah, they like beer because if we receive this, and Matt, this is so much better warmed up, like as it's sat for 15.
Wow,
or
I
20
drank mine
minutes.
too fast. Can I taste
Oh
yours?
yes, there's so much more flavor in it as you let it sit and warm a little
Kind of
bit.
blooms the flavor a
So
little.
like barley wine.
Catorade's giving like an expert level
It's
review
stout
here,
and
like
Georgia,
for
You're
sure.
not supposed to drink below 44 degrees.
That's
So
right.
like this,
That's right.
as like you warm up and it's in your hand, you taste more of what the brewer intended it to be. There's
Yep.
types of beers that are meant to be drank ice cold because nothing comes out in the flavors. But like porters and stouts and everything like that that have design subtleties at 44 degrees, they start coming out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's difficult for me because again, I like all of my beer ice cold, 29 to 36. It's tough for me to be patient enough.
Right.
Like the rum's all gone. Like,
That's
I'm
a
Johnny Depp
scientific
over
thing,
here,
yeah.
But
It's true.
Again, you get more of the adjuncts and those brewer interpretations that are supposed to come out when it gets warmer.
Matt's dead on. That's
Did
right.
you taste the difference with it being warmer, or no?
No.
I feel like I
I
have.
still like
this is
taste
my
alcohol.
first sip.
I still,
Maybe
yeah,
it's
the
just a
alcohol
little
comes out more. The alcohol comes
I
out.
will say this.
There's a bit of floaties here.
Oh, anything
so.
that has this high of alcohol content needs to be laid down longer. So if this was truly brewed in 2022, kind of like the lambic that we talked about.
No, it was brewed in.
It
It was
can't- there's
aged
no
for
way.
14 months or
It
whatever.
was bottled in.
So,
This year.
21.
but
Bottled
because,
this year, yeah.
because of the alcohol content, it needs to lay down longer. So the fact that it tastes great
too.
right now is an amazing portent of things to come. It's an amazing statement about where it's going to go when it finally settles into its final state of fermentation, which is going to be amazing. It's going to be even more blended, even more subtle, even more rounded shoulders kind of on it, if you will. It's going to be amazing.
Rounded
So
shoulders.
you give this thing a year, 2 years, and it's going to be it's going to be something spectacular.
I think we'll go pick some.
And
up
that will-
and do
that will
for
make
next
it-
year.
I am
We'll have it
definitely-
next year.
You guys want to put it in my cellar? I'm happy.
I got my own cellar, bro.
Yeah, take it easy.
Come
No,
on,
you
dude.
don't.
Take it easy.
Who do you
here,
think I am?
buddy. Yeah, come on.
You've got a refrigerator in a bar.
No.
I-
I got a whole basement, dude. I got a whole basement. I got a dark closet right
Okay,
there.
here we go.
A
Let's go.
refrigerator in a bar.
Let's go.
Phil likes to. He's just
Round
like
two.
to project something onto me that's like this junior person that doesn't know anything.
That's not true.
I have a cellar. Matt has an incredible cellar. We have similar cellars. But Phil's got the cellar apparently.
No.
He has an awesome cellar.
I gotta keep all my beer at
But we
Phil's
also
house.
have an awesome cellar.
He does have an awesome cellar.
We have some really cool things in our cellar.
I
that we
actually
should
store
probably
some
open
stuff
up.
in your cellar, so I
I
should
have
say
the
anything.
under part of my
Shouldn't.
stairs.
That's
That works,
cellar, as long
right?
as it's
That's a
cellar.
If you watched the episode that Stev and I did,
My basement.
that room is amazing.
Dude, that basement is so cool.
That you could age beer in that room.
What
You could
what
just
basement
pour,
were you
fill
guys
the room
in?
with beer and age.
That was my
it.
basement.
It'll taste like wood.
It was like
Oh,
the
was that
finished
your
part of
basement?
our basement. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It looked
Matt's
like
got
it looked
something
like it was
now.
like
He's
a
working
main.
on something
It
on
looked
his
like it was a
own.
main entry.
That whole area is like Just
It's all wood
that
panel.
like knotty pine kind of.
Yeah, he's got
In
wood paneled
naughty.
shelves and stuff. Yeah.
KNOTT, not perf.
Naughty pine. Ooh, that sounds like it tastes good.
Get some.
Yeah. So what was your
Dude, it sounds
numeric score there?
Thank you.
I don't think we've had a numeric score from Katorade since Butt Chug Shorts.
No, I haven't been on air with you.
Let's do it.
Boom.
Damn.
Bring it back.
Dumb.
JT declares he has a cellar. SFIL and friends
React to the
Reaction.
declaration.
How dare you? How dare you?
Thank you for including. Notice that it has my favorite president of all time, President Bush, or
Your
President
contemporaries.
Reagan in there.
Boom.
Yeah, my contemporary. Go.
My favorite
Go
president.
back
went to high
yourself,
school with
buddy.
him.
Me.
He is not my contemporary. My contemporary, my ass. I got you.
Oh, you're contemporary.
He swore at
I
you.
like that. That's a good. That's a
I got you, Matt.
subtle burn.
That's okay. You mess with Uncle Scott, he
All right.
messes with you worse. All right.
You got any more
Katie?
comments or you
No,
score?
I'm teetering, but it's
You're
a
teetering.
for me because
Here we
if
go.
you offered this to me, I would gladly
would-
take the entire bottle for myself and not share with you.
Excellent. Yeah.
So I'll do 475.
475 for
I
Katorade. That's
feel
the
like-
highest dark beer score she's ever
Yeah.
given.
Oh yeah, my dark
Boom.
beers usually stay below a 3 usually.
Mm.
I usually
yeah.
can't even.
She doesn't
That's a
like
shame.
it. She doesn't
sit
like
them.
it.
Isn't that something? So
I'm gonna order some stuff from Burial and we're gonna fix that.
I'm
Burial's
saying,
excellent.
I'm saying this not to
We went
say
to
that
Burial.
This is so cool.
not to
Oh,
say
yeah.
that I'm right. I'm saying, does this not defy categorization? It's not a porter. It's not a stout.
It's
It's not a mead.
many
that.
things.
It's not a bourbon aged, typical bourbon aged beer.
I think
This
it falls
is-
into the barrel aged
It-
category. I think you could categorize.
I think barrel aged.
it does
is a
defy a lot of
category.
the
It's way
typical,
different.
but I don't think it's
barrel aged in the wood. I mean, it imparts an incredible profile to it, but it's not like that stuff that we had before. I mean, it's just not. It's not like anything else I've tried. It's so unique. It's so different, and they do it so well that I gotta say, I'll say to all my fellow chuggalos out there too. A few
With the
days
hummus
ago,
on it.
a few days ago, we
Hummus
had a Jackie O's, right? And I was totally underwhelmed. I was not at all. I was like, wow, that was not really a great beer. And of course, the first thing that went through my mind is, crap. I put this Would You Honey as the pinnacle point of focus for us for day 17. I wonder if that's going to be equally, unimpressive. So I was kind of worried about that. I was worried about it. But now that I've tasted it, it's a
I can tell.
completely different. I know I told you on this already, but anyway.
Oh no,
I mean,
you missed it.
it's a completely special, different thing, and nobody else has anything like it.
Nobody else.
I don't want to even
That's
finish this
interesting.
because
You
it's
wanna
gonna
savor
go
Savor
away.
it. Yeah, it's like
It's so damn good. I know. It's just I'm just saying.
We will be going to get more of this today.
Matt, you.
to bring to Chicago.
Well, you said
and to
already.
celebrate.
Matt had the initial take on it, and it was dead on. It was dead on.
Well, different strokes for different folks. So I think we
That's
attacked this beer from a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, we did.
This
Nuts.
is this year's Decadence. The question I posed to you: this head-to-head at Decadence. Do we have a disagreement? Is there a preference in the room that would take one over the other?
Wow.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I give this beer a 4.75, and I give Decadence a 5. I think, honestly, I'm still a kind of internally obsessing about the wood flavor of this beer. Would I choose it over Decadence? I remember tasting Decadence and knowing it was a 5 immediately.
Yep.
yeah.
So I think I'd probably, even though I don't remember,
Me too.
I would probably choose Decadence because of how quickly I had made that decision. But I obviously remember this beer better because I had it right
Yeah.
now. Yeah. So what about you, Matt?
100% on Decadence
Yeah.
first on this one, because Decadence was beautiful in its simplicity.
Yeah.
Just what it offered. This, like you said, you're talking about the wood. I'm talking about the honey.
Mm-hmm.
There's other conversation points where Decadence, all of us just we locked eyes, and it was like the first time
Yeah.
you got your driver's license and you're driving your the parents,
Not where I thought it was going.
wagon or
Me
something.
either.
That
Yeah.
freedom.
Especially
Yeah.
for Matt.
Freedom.
That paired it with that Wild Ohio too, which even
That was quite the
Wild
pair.
Ohio was such a sucker.
That was
Well, what was
quite
the
the pair.
flavor
That
on the
thing- that thing was
Decadence?
a
I don't
suck.
know what. I wasn't part of Decadence.
That was another aged stout.
It was
Well, that was a stout.
barley
that was
wine.
Barley wine.
It was a barley
But they
wine.
forgot about it.
it was a 2011.
They just had it.
Oh, so it was like
And
super
they just like
aged.
lost it in there.
That was a 10-year-old
That was
freaking
barrel?
laid down beer.
10-year-old.
down.
And think about that.
Nothing
How
like that
good
will ever
was
happen
that?
again.
Think about how good was that after 10 years. So if you want to compare Would You Honey to Decadence,
Yeah, we
you
gotta
gotta
go
leave this for another
20
9 years.
what,
And you know what?
2032.
And guess what? This thing is going to age well in
year.
9
Gosh.
years. But I would agree with you.
Yeah, not
If you're just
29.
head to head, I would go with Decadence. It's a 5.0 for me versus a 5.0 for me. But I think Decadence wins out. However, you lay this thing down for 3,
10
4,
years.
5, 10 more years, it's going to become
It'll be like
unbelievable.
that,
It's
yeah.
going to be unbelievable. That's my take.
That is his take.
Cool.
Who else?
We
I
still have
agree.
a few Goose Islands downstairs. That
I got a
Yeah, but not
2020 regular, and I got a 2021 like special one. We'll age them for a little while.
I just messaged Sarah and our fine folks down at the Barrel House to see if they have any more Wood Johnnies.
Are they going to join in the Skype? We can get as many people as we want in here.
No, I
Tell them I
just
said what's up.
they-
What about Kaysen or Mikey or Ryan and Michelle?
Actually, that's an amazing segue. Let's go over
This
Kaysen's
palate
review.
cleanser.
Let's go over
Brought to you
Kaysen's
by-
review, everyone.
Jason of Kaysen and Jason.
Jason of Kaysen.
Goes. It tastes like a port wine, so a 2.75.
Yeah.
Apologize.
Fuck.
Blurry.
No offense.
You need more than 6 words, Jason. Sorry.
Yeah, Kate, always the comedian, goes, I don't think it tastes like that at all. It was undrinkable for me. I'll give it a
Ooh.
0.5.
Whoa!
But
0.5.
at least I had nachos for supper, so that saved the day.
Definitely wash this beer down with some nachos.
So you got some nachos going on.
100%.
That works.
One person can't steal all the loaded nachos.
no.
That's true.
And just because, we were talking about them, I just want you guys all
wants
to,
You wanna
take
move that
in their
Nikolai's can?
glory.
They are
This
glorious.
was from yesterday's beer. This was
Everything
from-
but the brewer shirt is glorious.
CalicoCupbeers.com. Gotta give.
glorious.
That's the lambic.
Everything but the brewer shirt.
Come out of
That's
that.
so awesome.
That was the lambic. They
Yeah.
sent me a picture of her.
Yeah.
Hates that shit.
The
Yes.
rose
I love
gold
it. Oh my
lambic.
gosh, we're all obsessed.
Yeah.
Would you, honey? Day 17.
Wow. Wow.
Yes. What do we have any indication of Mikey or Ryan and Michelle?
Both of them were celebrating separate Christmases
Ah.
at noon Central Time, which we can all agree is God's time zone. Fuck the Eastern time zone. Let's be honest.
Time is made up.
I am
Amen.
much.
No hot takes.
I have a hot take. I am much more accommodating to the Eastern time zone than the Pacific time zone, which is so stupid. It fucks the whole country up on every sport because the games on the West Coast don't start till midnight. And when you live in California and you wake up and the
That's wild.
football games start at 10 a.m., get the fuck out of here.
No way.
10 a.m. bullshit.
10 a.m.
That's like you're basically just got done with breakfast at that point.
Yeah.
In California.
You gotta
I
have your
believe
beer.
it.
Yeah.
Beer and
Yeah.
chips and salsa at 10 a.m.
I had,
Can't
a
do
client,
that.
I had a client that I was in Ohio. I
That'd
was
be
in,
me
I was in
tomorrow.
Hawaii for
Singing the
about
watching the World Cup game.
10 months, and I was flying back and forth. And while I was in
I don't know anything
Ohio,
about soccer.
I was.
You don't need to.
We would watch football, and we'd have to get up at the butt crack of dawn to watch football. In Hawaii, we'd go down and we'd get a locomoco, which is a crazy ass thing. I can't remember what the hell was on
450
it.
make that?
What's that?
It's 450.
That's a
make
450
No,
smoothie sour.
450 doesn't
A
make
triple
that.
XXXL.
We would drink a lot of beer with the locomoco. The locomoco was kind of like the Hawaiian version of the hangover cure. But it was like a breakfast. It was a
Understood.
breakfast with rice and
Yeah.
gravy and all kinds of shit thrown in there. But man, we would have to get up early to watch football. So everything, from a Hawaiian perspective, everything was crazy. It was like, man, y'all are waking up way too early. But
Yeah. Well, that's what I don't like about California. It's too early. Butt Crack of Dawn or Draw 25.
25.
Oh,
Shut out
nice.
with a-chuggalos.
That's
I
what's
like
up.
that one.
We could probably keep the
memes
stuff
are
now.
excellent.
He's just memeing it up.
Dude, how are you doing this so quickly? That's amazing.
Butt Crack of Dawn.
Butt Crack of Dawn.
Yeah.
Just making magic happen. That's why,
That's such a
JT and I are going to have a
Grandpa
long discussion, so we're going to bring you guys in on this. We need to upgrade the technological capabilities that we do. So this is, believe it or not, Chuggalos, this is a complete shoestring budget. So
Believe it or not. Or not.
We make it work, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But like with Mikey doing like OBS and stuff again, I remember our first chug-along that Stev was a part of completely failed. The second one went amazingly because we did like an hour prep time on OBS and stuff like that. But that's the goal going forward, is to try to figure out the technology, and I'll do that during my siesta or whatever. But I want separate audio channels and stuff like that. We'll make it good.
I've been thinking about that as well. We're gonna upgrade the tech.
Reach out to Joe Rogan.
And we're gonna have live memes, live memings,
Like I said, live meat.
live meat and memes.
The goal is to hire Stev as our producer.
Yeah, when when Joe Rogan shouts over to Jamie and is like, Jamie, pull this up.
Let's do
We're gonna be like, Stev, come on, dude, get this going.
Can I take a second to give an out-shout to our friend Dave Richards, though?
Yeah,
He
sure.
brought up mead.
Mead.
And he brews his own beers. And he just did we were at their house Thursday. And he did a passion fruit mead, right? Or was it
Passion
ale?
fruit mead. Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
It was a mead.
And then he did a holiday
We
one.
didn't do it. We just tasted it.
He did a holiday one that was also incredible.
What was this holiday brew?
I didn't ask him.
Well, so he
Santa
brought a packaged holiday, brew at home kit, but took all the bullshit spices out,
Interesting.
and it wound up being like a nice, darker ale
But every
without
time,
the coriander and all that bullshit that they put in Christmas beers.
every time we see him, he's brewed something new and insane and incredible, and is so eager to share.
Wow.
And it's always been good. So hopefully we'll have him on.
Despite my lack of planning on most things, I have a list of dates that Matt won't be available, and I've tried to get him
Once
to
again, asking for your.
appreciate Dave Richard. Thank you. Bernie Sanders says,
Thank you, Dave.
once again, I'm asking you to appreciate Dave Richards.
Oh, man.
Good outshout there. I asked him if he'd do the podcast. He seemed not interested.
He did seem interested.
He was skeptical.
I think he's.
I have a
afraid. He
series
doesn't
of
know what to
dates that I know
expect.
Matt won't be available that I'm trying to plan for, even though I don't plan for much.
Oh, I would love to get
And
into it with him.
Dave Richards
he's
is
awesome.
amazing.
This
Fight
this
about
whole
alcohol.
thing has inspired me to start brewing again, actually.
Have you done it?
I haven't done it yet. I haven't done it since we moved here.
Well, we have a
but
cellar if you want to brew and.
Yeah, we have a good cellar.
I know there's
Matt has
superior
one too.
cellar.
I have a kit.
We have a
Yeah.
superior cellar here, right in this house. So
Yes.
Superior cellar.
it is superior, obviously. So
It
We
is.
have a whole basement in the garage.
well, look, see.
No, we're
Oh,
not.
that's
nice
a good
and cold.
place.
I actually forgot about the boiler room, which
Yeah.
would be a great cellar.
It would. It's all dark.
murder room?
The murder room.
It's the murder room that's got rubble in it and
Oh, yeah.
bones and
Natty
stuff
light
in it.
cans and a single flip flop and a
There's
mattress.
yeah,
springs.
there's
The
nothing
murder.
that says good brewed beer like a spent dirty mattress
Like
and,
tetanus.
and
Dirty. It's not a dirty mattress.
Asbestos.
and
To give you an idea, Chuggles, of this mattress,
cement
it's just the
rubble
springs.
and, and I spent flip
The
flop.
whole mattress is
It's
decomposed.
just melted, yeah.
A single.
Yeah.
We will be cleaning that up this year.
You guys
God knows what
make
was
me
down
want to
there.
brew again.
Oh look, you guys make me want to brew again. Look. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for portraying me for my age right now. I appreciate that so little. Thank you very little.
That is excellent. I mean, what else you guys? You guys want to keep going, drink some more beer? I'll put some beers
Hell
out,
yes.
or you want to call it?
I don't know.
So
I
I
got split
have a
about
question that's
30.
advent calendar related.
Yes.
What are we looking forward to? I sent the list over. If you
Yeah.
guys need some time, I can give you guys some time to look. So we have Math in Public 7 days left after today.
Yep.
Seven different beers. So we have the black IPA,
Mhm.
sour coupe, IPA, which is weird because everything has to be a gimmick these days. That's another thing I want you guys to ruminate on as I go through this list. Is hazy? Don't respond now. Ruminate on it. We'll let that simmer. Is hazy overused? Ruminate.
Is hazy overused?
A Goes, another New England IPA, and a pastry stout closes us out on Christmas Eve on the 24th. So again, a black IPA, sour cuvee, 2 Niepas, an IPA, a Goes, and a pastry stout.
Wow.
Is there something that jumps out? Like obviously there's 2 Niepas, so you got to have them. Maybe have them side by side. Svil has thoughts.
So a Goes. What we know about Goes is that a Goes is a form of lambic. It's really a lambic. A Goes is a lambic that, as I said earlier, I think in yesterday's day 16's podcast, was that a Goes basically takes a 1-year lambic and blends it with a 2 to 3 year lambic, so that you get some natural carbonation that happens with the tertiary fermentation in the bottle. But it's basically a lambic. So a Goes is a lambic, which is going to be a sour. Other than that, we got some gimmicky beers, but we ended on the last day, on Christmas Eve day, with a pastry stout, which was more meant to be a kind of a sweeter dessert kind of offering. So that's it. That's my thoughts.
I agree with a lot except the gimmicky part. I don't think there's many gimmick beers coming up. I think there's a lot of straightaway beers. The black IPA is interesting because we've had 1 or 2 on the main podcast, and they were good. I remember them being good. Obviously, the overabundance of New Englands is good for me because I like them. Might be bad for people who don't. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the last day. The
Last day.
The pastry stout. The pastry stout. Goes as a lambic. Tertiary fermentation. Question mark.
There you go. I don't know who those people are on there.
I don't like that name.
Oh, there it is.
Lord.
There it is.
That was frightening.
Perfect.
That was scary right there.
Perfect.
Let me put the new glass.
Tertiary
At least
fermentation.
Matt has pretty teeth.
Did you describe what tertiary fermentation is?
Thank you.
Please elaborate.
I think I did in a podcast about 8 days ago.
I remember.
So if you want,
tertiary.
go to 8 days ago.
That's a science word.
All right. What else? What are you looking forward
I'm
to?
looking forward to the cuvee.
The cuvee, yeah. For
Yeah.
sure. I like the name. I like the word.
It has
cuvee.
potential.
Sounds like a fun word to say.
Oak aged sour cuvee, so I'm guessing it's going to be like a lambic light, possibly.
Lambic heavy.
But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It might suck.
We will see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, though.
Good one, John.
There you go.
You just said that.
I did.
That's awesome.
Thanks. Beer jokes. Beer
Puns.
Puns.
Boom. Genius.
Your mom likes Goes.
Yeah.
Goes?
Yeah, she does.
Is that a
Go.
derogatory statement?
Goose.
That's your mom joke.
Goose
That's
and
what your
apple.
mama,
Your
yeah.
mama.
Yeah.
No, but she really does.
Your mom likes
It's a
goes.
pineapple.
Your mama.
What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to doing this with you for the next week
Excellent.
while
Me
we're in
too.
Chicago.
Boom.
Yes.
I'll be here.
Are you going to set the time aside to join me on camera?
Yes.
I love it. Thanks.
He's quick with them.
You don't have a cellar. Yeah, I will lock him up in my cellar. And you know what the best part is? He's far enough away to where you won't hear him scream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll
That's
just
like
be in
there.
there.
It's
When I say
definitely
cellar, we mean the
silent.
murder room. The murder room.
The murder
The
room.
murder room in the carriage house.
He can lock me up in my cellar, no one over here.
Okay, so now that we've gone over our thoughts and like what we're looking forward to, and Stev, you covered yours, right? You feel
Yeah.
good about yours?
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I've got a pick.
Cuvée.
Boom.
What direction? Because a lot of us are on the cuvee. What direction next year, or
Yeah.
what? Because we kind
Great
of
question.
We kind of coach them up at the Barrel House. Some people back out $300 tips. It just happens.
Some people do that, and he decided not to come today because he was
Pete,
sick.
say that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Pete.
What
I'm kidding.
what
I like
direction
Pete.
do we
Pete's
give
rich.
them next year? Do you think? Because this is going to probably be the last time that we're all together. So we got a quorum here. There's 5 calendar individuals here. It's the last time that we're probably going to have this big of a number of calendar individuals in the room.
I do have a suggestion for that.
Any sort of guidance that we give Sarah in the Barrel House for next year? Because this year we did. We said less local.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think we
That's
just need to ask them to pick out the styles that you guys want and say split it up over that. And because I think that they're only grabbing things that aren't local, and you said nothing that is super common and that we've had before on that list. I think if you give them a 2-week heads up that you're coming in, I'm talking to you like we're having a conversation.
You're having a conversation. The camera's on.
I think if we give them more of a heads up, that will give them time to kind of.
Matt
This is a big purchase for them. They have,
huge.
6 to 10 people coming in purchasing, so they could actually order ahead for us things that they would like to carry outside of our actual supply.
Yeah.
I think if we give them enough of a heads up that they could give us 5 New England IPAs and 5 sours and 5 lambics and whatever, just give them a bigger heads up.
They knew the date that we're going to be there. They had a person to be there to pour the shorties because they knew. So we gave them 6 weeks heads up. We knew in September, like what you were saying, they're like, hey, if you want us to order anything, we need to know a date by September. Gotcha. But they wanted to know like a number. They wanted to know, and I was like,
it's hard to know.
People are going to come and go. We had somebody that tried to ordered 30 minutes into the calendar. That's Team Kaysen. We had 2 more attempts, 45 minutes and an hour into it, and they ran out of shorties.
Yeah.
They ran the pickle beer. So like we had the Hoosier. I think the Hoosier was a shorty, right? SFIL, right?
Hoosier was not a shorty.
No, it was.
Hoosier was the triple decker. That was the alcohol flavor.
Okay, so
that was the alcohol flavor.
There was one of them that was a shorty. So Kaysen got the pickle beer because we switched out the pickle beer because remember it was in that stack. So it's tough to get people to lock in a number because I feel like as a good Samaritan, if you will, like then I'm guaranteeing. So like I don't want to get stuck with like 3 calendars or whatever. We did 9 this year. We were up from 4 or 5 last year. So we almost doubled.
That's a lot.
I have agreements from at least 4 people because 2 people were upset they didn't get a calendar. So they are boycotting even watching it because they're like, well, we should have got it. But again, on the shorties, we drained the one officially because we gave them a pickle as a placeholder. Yeah. I was fine with the pickle. Wow. But we didn't have. You couldn't have they had to redo their tap list after we left. There was 3 bottles that we completely drained, and they had to change the tap lines.
Wow!
So it would have changed the calendars for other people. And this year we only had 6 shorties. Last year we had 8. I don't have the list in front of me. But
next year
it was less this year than last year.
You need to have your participation in by November 1st. Period.
Yeah, but he's saying September.
September because they
5
to 6 shorties.
Right.
All right, let's do that then.
I
Let's
think this is something that I think that this is something that we can ask for cash up front for, like a commitment in September.
Oh, like put a deposit in.
Yeah, like in that way, at least give half.
Get the committed.
It's going to be, and these are we're all adults, we're all professionals, we all can have the finances for this Advent calendar. So we should actually get people to commit to it and have the money up front, or even have Barrel House hold it as their, it's paid for.
Yeah.
I mean,
or that
nothing's going to go bad.
We've been giving Barrel House an exclusive for 2 years, and we're going to continue to do that because they're amazing people, and they work well with us.
100%.
They've done a great job with us. But there's no reason why we can't have them order stuff in advance for us. Without necessarily knowing the exact number, because they don't know what that's going to be for their own bar purposes.
For their own overhead, of course.
So my perspective is this: the last 2 years, I have 2 takes on what you asked for, Matt. Here's what they are. One of them is when we show up to do the group pick, right? They pick from what they have. right then and there, right now. Wouldn't we rather have them be thinking about us in advance, saying, wow, this great one-off beer has come in May, July, and it's it's going to go, but we're going to guarantee them that we're going to have 24 beers for at least 8-9 people, right? And we're going to do that so that in advance they can know, hey, this is one of our favorite picks, but we're not going to have it in November, right? So let's hold it back for let's hold nine of these back for these guys, or 10 of them back for these guys for November, right? Because I feel like what we're getting is what they have right now on tap. That's it. Right? Instead of having what their best is over the year. I think this one was the best in May. In June, we had this one, and it was amazing, but it was sold out, right?
Not a bad idea.
Right.
There's a guarantee we're going to do this.
Right. There's a guarantee. Right. We know we're going to have at least 10 people do it.
Get the best beers from January through December.
So let's get, you know what I mean? So that's one take. The other take is, let's not limit, I like the way it is now, even though, in terms of diversity of styles, right? Let's have them give us a broad diversity of styles. What's the best sour you've had? What's the best stout? What's the best, lager? What's the best ale you've had? Whatever, right? I like that because it gives us an ability to, the Brew Crew podcast and the a-chuggalo's to experience a wide variety of different beers. And
I thought, Stev.
That's a good thing.
Thanks, guys.
I think I'll second most of that, but I want 16 of these 24 beers have to be the best you've had for the year. That would be amazing. Pick 4 to 8 to try to fuck us up.
Just wild cards. Yeah.
Like honestly, if we had 4 beers that they purposely tried to find the shittiest beer that they had during that year, it would mix it up and it would give us a conversation because. Like we mentioned, there is a dog days of this advent calendar. Like there's like a point where we're like, man, we've had all these fucking European beers like 5 days in a row. I wish you'd throw something in that was a little more uniquely terrible or great.
Yeah, just a weirdo.
I need to temporally reasonable here. So I asked Barrel House already, do you have any more Jackie O's Would Ya's in stock? And they don't, but they have plenty of other Jackie O's bangers. And I said that we're doing it right now, and they're like, "Oh, that's awesome," So I don't think it's. I messaged the business, not Sarah specifically. So I just wanted to get their inventory. The tough challenge is, we're 9 calendars, and they're a much bigger business than that. So I understand.
No, totally.
We want your bangers throughout the year, but man, it's tough to keep that stuff in inventory. Like I know we make their day when we came, but I don't want our reach to exceed our grasp in this situation.
Sure,
that's understandable. Maybe narrow it down to maybe just even 6, just 6 beers throughout the year beforehand that are just like.
Right. If you
or don't even reserve them.
It doesn't have to be a finite number.
Make it on us. Put it on us. Chat us on our Twitter or our Facebook and say this beer is fucking awesome. Get it now.
Right.
And leave it. Make it our responsibility.
Right.
And we'll come pay for it, and we'll sell it in one of our 25 cellars that we have here.
We have a lot of. We obviously have a lot of.
25.
You have 20
better than others. And we'll you know what? We can find amongst us the resources to be able to give them to reserve those for us. We can do that.
I think that's possible.
Wow, I really like that idea. I was
Put it on
us.
Say
that's
hey,
not there, but I'm sure
we can.
He's got wireless headphones.
Communicate amongst us to be like, hey, this could be a good calendar beer.
But what I'm immediately thinking when you say that is we have those boxes. I know Matt didn't do that box this year from that guy, but if we have a set amount of people, we know 10 people are going to 100% commit to this. We go put 10 boxes downstairs in the cellar, and as they get those beers, we go, everybody.
We just run over there real quick, buy them all up,
and then just go pop them in each of the boxes on that same day, and then we'll just do that throughout the entire year until we have it built up to November.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
I love it.
You just fill up the remainder.
If you're a latecomer because you can't commit earlier in the year, that's totally fine. That's okay. I get it, right? I've been in that situation. In fact, I was in that situation this year, right? But if you're in that situation and you can't commit, that's totally understandable. But you may or may not get the beer that they said, hey, you guys should run out and get in May, because it's a special thing. It's going to go away. We're not going to have it forever. It's not going to be here in November, etc. You know, we reserved that for the 10 people that said they were going to be in, you know, back in May. But you know,
have like a second.
Well, we can
second
have
but we'll have
alternate
other ones like the dill pickle, dill pickle beer, whatever, right? Whatever those are.
Replacements.
Yeah, right, exactly. But you know, let's face it, Barrel House has done so well by us, and that's the last 2 years. It's been spur of the minute what we have on hand. So you're not going to get chuggalos that can't come in earlier. Don't worry, you're not going to get bad beers. You're going to get great beers.
You're always going to get an awesome beer.
You're always going to get something great from Barrel House because they have a great variety always on hand. It's just that, you know, what we're looking for is, I think what we're saying, Matt, is we want to step up, right? We want to say throughout the year, as they find the really hot, great beers that come out that are kind of, you know, seasonal, one-off things, that we get a shot at them. We get a shot at them for the Advent.
I'm with you guys 100%. Some of these are meant to be drink fresh though. That's
it would have to be
stuff. The fresh stuff is going to be tough. Like when the spring stuff starts coming out, it's going to be tough for them to sit on it, even if they put it into a shorty and we run down there and save it, because that's not the brewer's intention.
Right.
The brewer's intention on the Would Ya Honey today exactly is for it to sit for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we elected to do it this way.
Whoa.
Right.
So it's tough because some of these,
And you got a 475 on that.
Some of these are like
fresh.
10 years.
Right.
Some of them are like
beer, those
are like
might be laid out for
Stone,
10 years.
and they're like an enjoy buy.
Yeah.
And they don't have the advertised. Stone just has the temerity to be like, hey, you need to drink this by this day. Otherwise, it's not our intention, and don't hold that oxidation against us. So like we're at a slippery slope. JT and I, we informed them. That's why they had an extra staff member there, because last year they lambasted us when we only did 5 calendars, because they did 8 shorties. So 8 times 5, that's 40 bottles that they had to pour. That takes away from the other customers that walked in. This year we did 9 calendars and 6 bottles. That's 54. So we stepped it up a little bit, but it took away from that walk-in staff, and the fact that Chuggalo Pete, when he listens to this, he backed out a $300 tip on that lady. Like, he should have just went with it, you know. YOLO, my friend.
YOLO.
Money is made to be spent.
Here's the thing, like, it's only going to grow from here, and if for Barrel House,
we showed that.
If you're uncomfortable with the size of the calendar event, let us know, and we'll plan ahead. But we don't want to ditch the provider. We want it to be Barrel House.
Of course.
It's a fun environment that we can go to. Like, we take that day off work. We go in early, and we put this together. This is a thing now.
We get to 15 next year.
We'll get to 15. I mean, if you're making $200 per calendar, you're making some money.
I see one person that I brought to the party back.
My dad.
But again, I had 2 people
your dad can
that
come
were upset that day that I wouldn't make them a calendar when we're an hour and a half in. And again, they ran out of shorties. Like, your calendar is going to be strategically different than ours. You're going to have compartmentalized stuff.
Yeah.
And they want to do it. But even Sarah said the calendar is going to be different. Like, if this is a conversation, like, we can replace one, we can dill pickle one. She didn't even want to, and that's money out of their pocket down there at Barrel House. She didn't want to bastardize the 2 calendars that called in. Like, I showed her my phone. I go, hey, I have another order. And she goes, we could put it together. We ran out of shorties on a couple of these lines.
When you say shorties, you mean beer, right?
He means bottles.
Shorties, they're bottle pours. They're
right.
Bottle pours.
Not the like they've like literally run out of the glass bottles.
No,
the keg
they
is
ran
tapped.
out of the keg. Right. They're filling 12-ounce bottles in the keg, and they ran out. Right.
They kicked the keg. Okay.
So they kicked the keg essentially. So then, so that's part of why we have to give them a heads up, because we're coming in there and they run a business. We tell them, hey, we're coming, so they have extra bottles on, because believe it or not, they get a higher percentage on the shit that they pour off.
Oh, for sure.
It's worth them to crimp those bottles for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's what JT and I, like when we started this and Cobra too, we're like, hey, we're gonna be local. We're just gonna branch out. And that's, we're going to a local business and throwing all of this business at.
I think it would be cool if you guys.
And this shows nothing but love. Like it's mutual.
I don't know if you guys like could get together for an episode with the people at Barrel House, like June or July, even just to like pick their brains about it. And
I love that.
Just like talk. Like pregame
talk
party.
Beer business. We're not just drink beer. We're also the business of beer. We talked to Jason at Crooked Handle about the business of beer. It's worth it. Maybe Barrel House wants to be on mic.
I feel like they would be.
And I think the question for them is, hey, what have you tried? What have you been pouring that is just phenomenal?
Just
that's
been like
an unexpected surprise. Yeah. And it's March, it's April, it's May, whatever it is. I like that. I mean, I can think of 4 people right now that I can call and have them join the Advent calendar next year.
Oh, shit, yeah. So there's 4 more right there.
Right, but everybody should.
I really need Randy Orton. I need Randy Orton in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why he didn't do it, but he needs to be in it.
Randy Orton, that'd be awesome having him in here.
I don't think he'll do videos.
He's a guy.
Randy Orton, like the wrestler. The real wrestler. Not Randy Orton, the guy Matt and I talk about.
Two Randy Orton situations here. One, the fact that real Randy Orton, his career might be over is scary.
Let's not talk about that.
One of the best wrestlers of all time.
We're not acknowledging.
2, if Randy Orton joins, our Randy Orton.
Our Randy Orton. What oof? How is that oof? How should that oof be interpreted?
On which
Good oof?
Our Randy Orton. I tried to get him here. I tried to get him here today. What?
You tried to get him here today, but he didn't come.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they'll do videos. So maybe my comment on getting him in is ill-advised.
I got 2 guys that won't do videos. And
I feel like he's got opinions. But we also have Pete and we got Bill who aren't doing videos.
Shout out Bill.
I brought 2 guys that don't do videos, and that's fine. The only thing I ever asked for is conversation.
Yeah.
Pete's let me know a couple of thoughts. Here, let's
hear his thoughts.
I want you guys to. Here's Pete's thoughts on this beer. Awesome, thanks, Pete.
Oh, thanks, Pete. Yeah.
And then Bill last told me he's a couple days behind, but Chuggalo Mikey and Chuggalo Ryan are making great content. It's not about content; it's about conversation.
It's about conversation, and they're making great conversation.
Content, folks. And it's the third seat. It's about being a Chuggalo and just having a conversation with all of us. That's all it is.
The community.
We're not going to broadcast it. Kason, I met
BCP
them,
universe.
I met them 8 days before I put this calendar together, and they're like, "We're in." And I drove their calendar to Wisconsin.
Wow.
8 days.
8 days.
That's the spot name.
And they're in.
I have people that I work with that I'm sure would do this.
Yeah.
Also.
She's got people.
This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be huge. Let's just be honest. This calendar thing's gonna grow over 20 people next year.
Mel and Dave did
I think
we
so.
Could get Trevor and
Let's do it. Let's shoot for that. Let's shoot for 20 people.
Drink beer.
I think it's doable.
I think it's right. Yeah.
Totally.
And couples can share.
Yeah.
I think that's.
We had planned to share all the way through.
The growth is predicated on conversation. Look, there's 5 of us together, 5 calendar holders. Like, this is over half of the calendar holders' conversation. Just the 2 people back in, the couple of people back in Wisconsin or whatever, they had prior obligations. This is what we're here for. It's just the conversation. It's fun to talk about beer. That's all this.
Pals being dudes.
That's why this started in 2018. And that's why it's continuing to go in 2022.
Yeah, and it will continue in 2023. And the Carriage House will be open to anyone who wants to share video thoughts. The YouTube channel obviously is open for anyone.
Cool.
And
almost 80 subscribers.
We did lose one sub. We were at 79. Whoops, we were almost at 80.
We lost one.
But we're not anymore.
Yes, Carriage House is heated now.
Hell yeah.
You don't have to wear
Carriage
sweaters and
House is
parkas.
heated.
We can all sit out.
Who's that sub we lost? Do you know, Matt?
I wish I did.
Was it an Australia person?
I'd make a freaking meme and put him on blast. And
Put him on blast. Let's
say,
do it.
what could we do more?
Yeah, what did you subbed and then you were like, nah, not for me.
It was the verified Randy Orton.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh well, doxed.
12%.
Someone's been doxed.
Sorry.
Hey, you guys, no. That's
couldn't
fine.
catch my
It's
tongue
okay
on
to
that
say
one.
that. You guys, this is what you're missing out when you guys don't subscribe to the Advent calendar. Look at these, like day 16, baby, Belgian lambic, and look at those outfits.
Belgian lambic.
Who'd wear such things?
Who would wear that?
That's the content that you guys get. You're missing out. It's like they wore it multiple days in a row. It's crazy.
But we didn't. That's well. I mean, here I'll say this. That was
us, man.
Watch the video. Watch the video.
There are 3 episodes.
We're
of
not
me at the same
recording. We're not recording ahead of time.
My
I want
wife.
you to know
Even
that.
if you are, you're still
But
getting
we're
it
not.
done, and
It's
you're still.
content, yeah,
I
you're
know,
still doing
but
it.
you're not. But I mean, you're still doing a recording.
You know,
and you're
I've
still
always
live,
been
and
a
you're still
I've always
giving
been a
it thing.
huge.
I don't know what that violin is. I'm not crying. You're crying. You're crying about us wearing the same clothes. If Phil wears the same clothes, that's fine. All right.
My wife
Yeah.
complains about that, by the way. My wife complains that I don't turn over my clothes more often. But I'm a great believer in recycling. So
Oh.
Are you?
All about sustainability. Jackie O's is all about sustainability.
Again, here's the question that
Sustainability, hell, I drank one.
everyone with, and I'm glad that you guys took an ample amount of time. Is hazy overused? Please go. Hazy.
No.
Hazy is 2022's 2019.
No way. No way. Well, Juicy was overused.
Visual.
Juicy was
Nah,
overused.
it's overused.
No.
Hazy?
Hazy.
The term
Well, I
hazy.
By the way, lambics have been hazy for the last 800 years. Nobody called it hazy lambic.
Well, they should have.
Hazy
You know,
lambic.
If you're worried about what shirt I
Belgian
wear,
ales
listen to the
have been
content.
hazy for about 600
it's
years.
worth it.
Nobody's called them hazy.
Hazies are
What you getting ready for, man?
descriptor.
He's working the
I'm
wrist.
just being Stev.
He's got his Limp Bizkit going on.
Woo!
I gotta skedaddle.
You gotta go?
I gotta skedaddle,
right.
unfortunately. That doesn't mean you guys have to stop, but I've got.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Stev.
Oh, thanks, guys. You got a full moon going on over there?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he's got some kind of biscuit
Just
going
do my
on.
Stev.
Limp biscuit.
I had to put my cuffs on, man.
Limp biscuit.
I'm putting my cuffs on.
I like Limp Bizkit.
Hot take, yeah.
Hot take.
You're not
They
gonna
never never sucked.
Huh?
It was just sentiment that
Yeah.
got sour.
They just got weird.
It's just
thought
people
they
were
weird.
like, "Oh, fuck them," but I like Limp Bizkit.
Flavored
Also,
I
water.
saw that.
tell
Hi.
Chuggalo, Stev's wife, that we said hi.
Stev,
Can I get
Go ahead, throw it in
my
there.
brother, my brother and Brew.
The only name I can think of is Katorade, and that's already taken.
Step out.
Kate
She's
Linnery. Kate Lander.
Kate.
Phil,
Kate.
love you.
Love you too, man.
I may have to change that meme.
Merry Christmas, too.
What's the meme?
Tell your dad. and
Which
we
meme? Lots of
say hello.
memes have been shared.
It's good to see
Thank you
you.
guys for having me.
No, it's
Have a great
Steph.
holidays, Steph.
I know you're not.
I won't hug past the cord. I'll hug. I hug. Matt
Thanks
hugs.
to you,
That's a
I think
hugger.
I'm gonna end up-
Phil moves to Ohio. Phil loves Stev. Phil and Stev hug.
Come on, hug.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, still and Steph hug. That's the shocker.
Did he tell you I got that basic
Like
No,
it.
congratulations.
Okay.
I was going to ask him about that.
Nice.
last
That
night.
kind of does look like me.
So I got that.
Lots of things happen.
That kind of looked like me after Decadence.
30th.
Lots of side conversations happening on the Brew
Great,
Crew
great
podcast.
content.
Don't worry, I got it. I'm hosting. I'm hosting.
So I got that.
I got it, everyone. If you're
Yeah, after
watching
my
and there's a
Get it,
bunch of
though.
conversations
It's not about
happening,
content, it's about
Not my
conversation.
fault.
It's insane. So I'm very,
Look at these guys.
very looking forward to it.
Yes.
I bet you are. That's going to be a whole new path. Like, huge openings there.
Huge,
Holidays. Have a great
Huge
holidays.
opening.
You'll be a gubby, man.
huge openings, guys. That's what we're all about.
Like,
Huge
Phil
openings.
here. So put the
That-
put
that-
Maggie there. She can fill.
No,
the
there's
hole.
no replacing that seat. It doesn't get
Put
filled.
the puppy
got
dog
Maggie.
baby.
That's the Step seat. It does not get filled.
It gets
We'll
This
see you
bar
next year,
gets-
buddy. Next
gets
year,
use.
2023.
2023.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Well,
Peace,
on,
love, and applesauce.
on Stev's exit,
Make friends, drive recklessly, take chances.
Oh.
Take chances.
yeah, on Stev's exit, I need to at least.
Take risks.
I'm gonna follow up on what Matt said. For the new year, Matt, you might have opportunities to take chances, but I would prefer that you did not. That you did everything as standard and expected as possible, and use the new year to just get the experience that you need and come back. And Phil's muted the microphone in his fuckery.
I didn't mute it. It was muted. I just saw it when I tilted it back up. Hopefully that
you muted it. It's okay.
I should not mute it.
311 encapsulated what we do best, JT. It's called a beautiful disaster.
A beautiful disaster. I agree.
It's fantastic, and sometimes it degrades a little bit, but there's beauty in the destruction.
I don't think there's any degradation recently. As I look through the list of days that you have described as not available, it hits me in the feels, as they say. I'm like, man, it's gonna be weird. But I got you. I'll cover down. We're gonna get Phil. We're gonna get Stev. We're gonna get some Dave. We're gonna get Dave, homebrewer Dave, and some other people. And we're gonna cover those dates.
Randy Orton.
No, he won't do it.
Me. Meg.
We're in the season of being grateful and thankful, and that's all that we've been since day one. It's just
I'm just bitter and hateful.
Thank you for taking time, even if you just click through us. If you copy JT's and my burps, that's
Yeah.
It's
no one copies my burps. My burps aren't sexy enough. My burps aren't sexy, but if you copy Matt's burps, just any content that you're consuming, any content that you're consuming of ours, we appreciate it. 2023 is going to be excellent, and obviously a growing year.
Yes.
Maybe that 79th sub will come back, and that's it. I think this is excellent.
Are we at all thinking that perhaps last year we talked about it, but we didn't actually make it happen? But is there a potential?
Mid-year?
Yeah, a mid-year. Exactly.
A mid-year calendar.
I knew that's where you were going with.
Yeah, you knew it. Because it's a great format, and everybody loves to participate.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
I would love to do it, and like JT and I, we would approach it. And as you guys know, the Chuggalos, if you're listening right now, the amount of pre-production we put into it is very limited, just because of our other things, and we just kept kicking the can.
Yeah.
But just know the effort that we put into this, and like the drink-alongs, and like it's high, so when we do it, we want to commit. And I know we were talking about how we're going to make this better.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you come to the Barrel House, like this year it was November 11th. Like everyone had a hoot. There was 2 people that left completely destroyed. That were 15 minutes later. Thank goodness they got home, because the pictures I got from both of them.
Everyone gets home.
I think we had so much enthusiasm after last year. It's like, what does it dilute it? Does it make it special? I would like to do it, but I don't know if we could have the same amount of enthusiasm that we do behind this one. I don't know.
I think we could find another. If you have an idea, I think we could find another summertime event that's not an advent calendar.
Right.
That we could do.
Bottle share. I would like to do
a bottle share. Would be really, really interesting. Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah,
I'd like that.
Like to open up, and I don't want to throw you guys, but do the carriage house. I know you've been working on your patio or something like that, but do a bottle share. Like bring a significant amount or something significant amount, like what it means to you or what you think about it, not the price or whatever. Because money is whatever.
Everybody brings something, and we all drink it.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Since AleFest is kind of dead, there's negotiations going on. It's labored, and I could spend a lot of time not.
I think Yellow Cab's just going to make
explaining AleFest, but we could do our own type of thing.
I think Yellow Cab is going to make the AleFest conversations, unless they really amp it up. The AleFest conversations are going to be killed by Yellow Cab, because they're doing their own.
I think we should do our own AleFest. It's a bottle share. Everybody.
That's what Matt suggested.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
But
I think that's a great idea.
Take the driveway and set up little tables, and everybody get your little glass and go around and.
Come on, if we had 10 to 15 people that were bringing different beers, and even multiples, right?
And Spill, you're right in the wheelhouse. Like, don't make it too big. Like,
not too big.
Everyone's pot invested at that point. You're just doing it for the conversation. Everyone is involved and can talk about it. So there's bigger AleFest, domain type stuff. Those conversations are still ongoing, but like for us, to make it our event, to make it a BCP event.
Yeah. I like it.
I concur.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're a Chuggalo and you're watching, thank you for watching all of these Advent calendar days. Thanks for being a consumer. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being a consumer all year round, specifically because of the time of year. Happy holidays. Thank you for taking your precious December time that most people spend looking at Christmas lights and watching Christmas movies with their family and watching a couple stupid idiots talk about beer. I mean, I speak for myself. Matt's not, a stupid idiot.
No, you said idiots, plural. I apply.
Yeah,
me too.
And I just think it's an exceptional gesture that you would spend time watching our podcast, the little podcast that could. So.
Wow, and thank you to Matt and.
There it is.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Thanks to Matt and JT for putting this all on.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. Thanks for participating. Matt, final words?
My meme says it all.
Meme says it all. Thanks for joining us. This is the Brew Crew podcast. This is only day 17. We got plenty of days. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining.
7 days left.
Boom.
7. Boom.
Merry holidays.